So this next piece is actually created by my roommate, who she wrote me a little bio that I'm going to read to you. But I've lived with her for the past semester, and I've watched her paint on everything. Like, I've watched her paint on things you're not supposed to paint on. And I've been like, Rach, you know you're not really supposed to paint on a refrigerator, right? And she's like, yeah, but it looks so cool. And she, a while back, asked me if she could read some transcripts. And I said, sure, why? And she said, I want to create a paint piece. I want to create a paint piece on canvas that's inspired by some of the transcripts. And I said, okay, cool. And I gave her about 4 or 5 transcripts, and she came back to me and she said, I don't think I want to use the canvas to paint on. And I said, okay, what are you going to use, like paper instead? She said, no, I'm going to use your body. And I was like, what? And we ended up doing this. I'm going to read you her little statement that she wrote so that you get an idea of the amazing person she is. Rachel Wiegers is a junior studying special education in English here at FGCU. She has a passion for literature and plans to become a high school English teacher in hopes of reaching out to young adults and encouraging them to find connections with art. Growing up, she was encouraged to be creative, thoughtful, and opinionated, which is an evident influence in her work. Trigger is her first attempt at human artwork. When she was initially inspired by this form of expression, she was in search of something that would appeal to an audience through visualization. She wanted people to relate and connect to this art piece, and with this, people would find humanization. The title of this piece was inspired by the way the model felt as Rachel was painting her. Triggered. Survivors of sexual violence live in a world where they must constantly guard themselves from their triggers, and they will actively try to suppress the emotions which ensue once they have been triggered. A trigger can be anything, but it is something which reminds someone of their trauma and often provokes flashbacks of that survivor's experience. This movement can be very triggering, but its objective is to recognize those triggers, create a safe space in which to interact with those triggers, and then empower the survivor to move beyond them. And that was written by Rachel. And so I'll go ahead and show you the piece.